amazing healers. Today you're going to hear about something that really helps boost your sales and boost your trust with your potential healing clients. And that is giving away sessions for free. So stay tuned to hear more about this. After interviewing hundreds of amazing healers like you on my podcast, I discovered their biggest challenges include not knowing where to get started to build their healing practice, build their practice so they can attract a stable income to support themselves, and that their advertising efforts seem like a waste of time and money. I had these same frustrations during my 30-year healing history. When I finally retired as a physics professor, I needed to replace my 6-figure salary fast. As a highly sensitive introvert, I couldn't use typical sales techniques. Instead, I developed a 3-step system that replaced my income within 5 months. I've helped others develop their successful healing businesses with this system, and I can help you too. I'm Dr. Anastasia Chopelas. Listen in to discover more. I'm so glad you're here with me today. This is Dr. Anastasia Chopelas, the scientific healer, and I am a healing practitioner as well as a teacher. So today what I'm going to do is explain to you why free sessions are really amazing to help your potential client understand exactly what it is that you're doing. You can explain until you're blue in the face what it is that you can accomplish, but until they absolutely trust you or maybe have even experienced your particular brand of healing, they won't really grasp it that well. And I found that in the beginning, of course, with me, I started out as a scientist, and it was actually to prove to myself that I could do it just as much as it was to prove to them. And so in the beginning, what I would do is I offered a free half-hour session, and then at the end of the session, I would offer a trio of options. And one of those options, of course, if they said absolutely no, I would suggest someone that I could send them to. Like I would ask, well, why not? If they said they couldn't afford it, then I would send them something for free, of course. But then usually when someone says they can't afford something is that they don't see the value in it yet, right? And I say yet. So let's talk a little bit about those free sessions. How do you do those? So in a lot of my videos and blog posts, I give a booking link to a free, no obligation session. And a lot of those sessions I will end up with, depends on the time of year or when, but usually about half to more than half the time, somebody will actually do some kind of paid program with me. And that's because during the free session, I offered them something of value, right? So there's various ways to do that. And some of those ways include doing a reading. So here's what I did. Here's how the free sessions run. I would begin my dialogue with the friendly greeting, and then I would just ask them how they are and what's happening. Right? So, that just sounds kind of mundane and boring, but what really happens is that it helps them to talk with you, right? And usually if you just ask them what's happening, not what can I help you with, but if you just ask them what's happening, usually the thing that's most present, top of mind, will come across, right? And then ask them, well, what is it that you came to me for? What prompted you to make an appointment with me? What prompted you to call me? Why are we speaking? Right? Something along that line. And while they're telling you why, this is when I do my particular energy readings, but you could do whatever it is that you do, right? And then once I have done those readings, I would then give a recommendation. And I usually give 3 recommendations. And in those 3 recommendations, it includes something that's very low cost or free, right? The second one is something that most people will sign up for, right? It's usually a 3-month package, right? And then the second option is a 6-month package or more comprehensive. And what happens is if a 3-month package is, let's say, $3,000, I'm just going off the top of my head, then the 6-month package is $5,500, right? So the longer you have somebody, the more you can reduce it. And I usually also reduce it for an upfront, right? So 6-month package would be, if they pay up front, would be like $5,000. So whatever it is that you're offering, please don't make it so it's $500 for a 6-month package, right? We don't want to be the Walmart of healers, right? So, and you are very specific about what is in each of those 3 options. You're very specific. You're very clear. With option 1, you get, if it's free, then I'll send you some healing audios. I'll send you, I have a little free course. I'll send you a free course on whatever it is that they're looking for. I have several small free courses. And then, or I'll offer them my mini package, right? The mini package is basically 2 half-hour sessions and 2 15-minute sessions. And I spread them over a period of time. And then I check in with them at the end of 3 months to see how they're doing. So that's my mini package, right? And the mini package is just kind of like a sampling. And so then a lot of people go, well, so how do you transition into a sale? I just don't quite know what to do. Once you introduce what packages you have, then you kind of wait, you just pause, and the next step is asking for the sale. And the asking for the sale, once you introduce, you first tell them at the beginning, I'm going to do a reading on you, I'm going to do a little mini clearing, and then I'm going to offer you 3 options. And there is no obligation to take any of them. And then at the end, once you introduce the 3 options, you can ask simple questions to transition into the sale, right? And it doesn't have to be complicated. Like I would say, well, are you ready to get started? What's your billing zip code? Or your billing, your postal address, depending on where they are. Would you like the 5-session package or 10-session package? I would say, would you like the 3-month package or the 6-month package? And then you just ask them for a credit card number or to transfer the money via Zelle, or you could send them to a booking link with payment, right? And then at the end, you just ask them what time and day work for you. And I like to keep them on the same time and day, right? If you're going to do a regular client, like I have regular clients that come in once a month and they are booked, for example, on the 2nd Wednesday at 10 a.m. every month, right? So I do that purposefully. And the same thing with when I'm booking a weekly client. I book them on the same time and the same day of the week every week until that package has come to a close. And then once that's come to a close, I offer them a maintenance package. And the maintenance packages can be once a month or once every 8 weeks, however it is that you read them. And the maintenance package helps keep them from ever having to suffer the problem again, right? So asking for the sale. So what I've covered so far is talking a little bit about doing a free session. The free session doesn't necessarily mean a full healing, but you can always offer them like a 10-minute little something. And when I was going to a lot of networking meetings and conferences and anyone was suffering anything, I would just heal them for free. And other people would be watching, and then they'd want to make appointments with me. Or they'd want a quick free session, then they got the experience. Like I had one gentleman who had pain on his arm for a very long time, and he's a good networker, and I just cleared it up in a matter of seconds. And then after that, he was telling everybody, and I got a lot of business from him, right? So you never know what's going to come of those free sessions. And in many of those free sessions that I had, many of them were 15 minutes, 30 minutes, I would do a quick healing, and the people at the other end felt so good that they gave me glowing testimonials. Whenever anybody complained, they would tell them to call me. And so I got a lot of business that way. So it's not necessarily, so in those free sessions, it's not necessarily that you have to sell them. And in fact, as I mentioned before, don't be married to the sale, because you never know what's going to come of whatever it is that you're offering that person. They could be a good networker, they could be head of a big organization, they could be somebody who was closed-minded about it before and then now becomes your best advocate, right? So there's lots and lots of ways those free sessions pay off. It's not just about the sale. And then I talked what's in those free sessions, and then as you come to a close, you offer a trio of options. And you'll know whether it's somebody who wants to be in a program with you. You kind of get the sense as you're speaking. And if none of those options work, that's okay, right? Because you never know. You can just tell them, could you recommend me to other people? Could you give me a testimonial? A testimonial on the spot's really helpful. Make sure you record it. And you'll be able to build your portfolio up, right? And then lastly is asking for the sale. It does not have to be complicated. You offer your options, and then you transition into a statement that bridges between the options you've offered and collecting their payment information or sending them to a payment portal. And I always tell them I won't do a session until the payment's been made. So I always take the payment ahead of time. And so then the questions, like I mentioned, is, are you ready to get started? What's your billing zip? Would you like the 3-month or the 6-month package? And take their payment information, and finally schedule the appointments at regular intervals. Okay, that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for coming. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. If you found this message helpful, please subscribe to this channel, give me a thumbs up or a 5-star rating, and share it with your friends. To discover more about the 3-step system for attracting a generous income as a healer or intuitive coach, sign up for free at www.highpaidhealers.com. I look forward to seeing you there and in the next video.